Now that you have participated in the discussions regarding some things that you would want to make sure that the location for your new country would have, or things that you would want to organize or set up in your new country, we're going to go a little bit more in depth into these topics, which are things that we'll call geographic features. Once again, this lesson is just going to be introducing us to the basics of geography. So to begin, I want to make sure that we remember that geography is the study of people and the environment. It is the study of the earth. It is the study of its people, how people adapt to life on earth, and how they use its resources. And we need to make sure that we study geography in order to be able to study and understand culture. So every place in the world has distinctive features that distinguish it from other places. When I say features, I want you to think about other things like aspects, components, details, elements, factors, traits, and so on. So these are those things, the things that you had been thinking about. What does the location need? That could be a feature. And these are going to be known as geographic features. These are components or parts of the earth. These geographic features can be man-made, or they could be naturally created. So to begin, I want to look at something that we might call human or artificial geographic features. Human artificial geographic features have to do with the people of a place. Human, people. And it has to do with the ways that humans impact the environment, and it also has to do with people's culture. These are things that would not have been present before humans. So they were things created and or built by humans. One category of human artificial geographic features has to do with human-made features. These are things, as it makes sense, made by humans. Things such as roads, buildings, railroads, airports, bridges, tunnels, cities, pyramids, and so on. Things that are actually created by and made by humans. Other human or artificial geographic features have to do with things like language, the ways that people communicate to one another, religion, this belief in gods or goddesses or other spiritual beliefs, economic activities, how do people make a living, how do people exchange things like money for goods or services. Political systems, I want you to think about the government. Population distribution, the number of people living in a particular area and the patterns regarding where they live. Do they live out in the country? Do they live in urban settings? These are all things that would not have been present prior to humans being on Earth. There are also modifications to the environment. So this has to do with ways that people impact the Earth or how humans actually change nature. So some ways that humans can change nature is they could create a dam. This changes the natural course of a river. There's levees, man-made lakes, hunting or fishing. We are altering the environment by hunting animals or by fishing. Deforestation, cutting down forests, creating canals, mining, making mountain tunnels. All of this is a way that people impact the Earth. On the other hand, we have things that could be known as physical or natural geographic features. These are naturally occurring parts of the landscape. They are things that have not been influenced by humans. It is the natural environment of a place. So these are things that would exist without the presence of humans. One category of physical natural geographic features are physical features. We can think of those as being landforms and bodies of water. So we look at mountains and hills, plains, big flat areas of land, cliffs, caves. We can look at oceans and seas or lakes, rivers, ponds. All of these are parts of the physical environment and they are part of the natural environment. Other parts of physical natural geographic features have to do with weather and climate. So what the average temperature is, precipitation, wind. Or soil. What is the top layer of earth? Some areas have clay, some areas have sand. Minerals, natural substances that could be found in rock and found in the ground. So you think about gold or diamonds. Then lastly, we can look at vegetation, which is plant life, or animal life, which is clearly types of animals. All of these are physical, natural, geographic features. So what I want you to do right now is think back to the Imagine If activity and the discussions that you participated in. Your first step was deciding where you wanted to start your country as far as identifying specific things that the location needed. And what I really want you to think about right now is, are those things that the location needed, are they human artificial, or are they physical natural geographic features? You're going to be asked to expand upon your answer in the next activity, which will be the geographic features activity at the end of lesson 1. I want you to continue thinking back to this Imagine If activity in the discussions, because your second step was deciding what you needed to set up or organize by identifying specific things that society would need to function properly. And I want you to think, are those things human artificial, or are they physical natural? Once again, you are going to be expected to expand upon this in the geographic features activity. So the next activity, as I alluded to, the geographic features activity, is going to ask you to identify whether specific features are human artificial or physical natural. I want to make sure that you go through this slideshow or video as many times as you need so that you are prepared fully before moving on to the next activity.